blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me.
Please bless us with a bright and healthy child. We pray.
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much. I'll be happy as long as our child is healthy and lives a peaceful life.
I guess if they're our kid, then there's no doubt they'll turn out smart.
Maybe this is one of the customs in Fontaine. There sure are a lot of couples here.
Vache.
What's wrong?
Vache. Vache.
Vache, que é Vache?
Didn't say anything. Are you hearing things?
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine.
Ah! Lynette! You scared Paimon! When did you get here?
When he asked me to wait.
Right.
What do you mean? There are a lot of people here right now.
Hey! You're not trying to scare Paimon, are you?
I see. In fact, you might not be imagining things at all. I suspect that what you heard is a result of...
It's because of her sensitivity to the hydro...
When do you cry, Paimon?
Wait, what?
Just answer me. When do you...
Oxi, pergunta de doido.
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and when Paimon...
Then you should understand that tears contain your most intense emotions. Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is... So maybe what you heard was the intense
So, what did the voice say? Huh.
Rather than warn, don't let that calm look...
Oh, right.
Traveler and Paimon, good to see you. I knew you two would come.
Are you kidding? We would...
I could, but you're actually right on time. The audience... The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seats, and here are your tickets.
Ooh, front row
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep...
Hey, Lenny! Could you come over here and take a look?
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there.
Yeah, we'll just go. Oh, these should be our seats.
Enfim, o teatro, né? Ixi.
Hey, traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next. Oh, cute.
Excuse me, I did not realize you. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you.
Oh, so
Okay,
you
then
heard
next,
all
eh?
of that, did ya? Wait, that's not it, Paimon's. Sorry, Paimon's the one who was, oh,
Seu
Paimon's got
juiz
it?
é o cara que faz tudo pra
Friend, you
Furina.
say? Well, if Mr. Linney would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to.
Oh, so you're not friends with Linny then? Oh, this is getting more up. Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the traveler. We just arrived in Vading.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Tibet, and as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself.
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Ah, Mr. Linney. I should say it is in fact an honor for me to see.
Wait, Nervillet? Could he
Beleza,
be-
Bock. Valeu, mano, por aparecer aí. Vamos
I
que
saw
vamos.
you all chatting just now.
Falta
but it
pouco
seems
pra
you still
terminar a
don't know
história
who
principal do
Monsieur
Genshin.
Nervillet is.
Aí volta os
Allow me to
troféus só.
introduce you to...
Ooh, sorry for being so ripped.
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work.
Juiz
Nearly
Supremo.
every person has their usual reserved seat, so I'm not so special,
É o
really.
STJD,
And by the
né?
way, I should probably... There's someone sitting up there in the
Fontaine.
VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now. I believe
Aí
she
o
is trying to
juiz.
give you a most elegant and impressive first So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later.
Ixi, a Furina tá lá, nem vi.
Huh? Oh, it's Furina, the Hydro Archon. Huh. She sure has a...
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention. We may now enjoy the show.
Huh?
Ele
So
mesmo
is
dá
this
as
what
dicas.
things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro?
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished...
Yay! The show's finally about to start! Paimon can hardly wait!
Vai dar merda, sim. Primeiro lugar
They're
ainda.
dimming the lights! The show must be starting!
Cala a boca, Paimon. Fala pra cacete.
Sorry. Paimon will try to stay...
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
Hello, everyone.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness. Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods...
Oh, good point. That's what...
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected... Oh, and before I forget, you never know what can happen in the blink of an eye.
A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless.
Nada aqui, nada ali. Tem que ter a pomba, né?
But this isn't what you came
O cara é
for.
bom, hein?
These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky.
Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes.
Já não tá muito afim não, hein?
It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape.
Vai dar ruim ou vai dar bom isso
An
aí?
amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do.
Uou!
Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up
Vai vir
all
sem
our
roupa?
magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Outra roupa. Ah, com a mesma.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? How did he do it? Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are... To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than...
That's right. I'm gonna go.
Thank you everyone. But our magical journey has only just begun. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough. But Lynette is still my assistant after all. In which case, I have ample time to make all necessary. So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member.
Vai
Please,
chamar nós,
if my
né?
assistants, there are 2 boxes and only 2 boxes. One is here, and one is there in the aisle among the audience. I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed. Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the up. Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you...
Wow! How's he gonna do this?
Dá
Hey,
merda,
do you
sim.
think this is all magic tricks, or does Lenny have?
The lucky audience
Bom,
member will be
vai, não
generated
falta
by this
cacete, velho.
random number selector. It selects numbers entirely at random. Now then,
Ah, quem será que vai
let's
ser
begin.
chamado, né?
Let me see. Oh, row 7, please, come forward. My assistant will take you beside...
Ah, achei que ia pegar
I'm
nós.
sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be... You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strain... If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up? You might even find yourself in the fortress...
Oh,
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to add. Like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying on your voices to know when time is up. Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds...
Ooh! Paimon kinda wants to count faster after you...
No, that won't do. I can see it. Come on, repeat after me.
60, 59, 58.
That's right, perfect. Keep it...
54, 53, 52? Why aren't you counting, Nervalet?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the show.
Oh, all right. You look so serious that Paimon...
40, 39.
Mr. Linney, are you...
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. Or...
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all. Ah, what was that noise? Did you hear it too? Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't seem...
25!
What's wrong, Mr. Linney? I can still hear you moving in there.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to fix...
Never mind the decorations. There's no time for that.
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect.
19!
It seems things aren't quite going as planned. It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. 10 seconds and change is still...
Ixi, deu merda, hein?
Almost there now. Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
Ta-da!
Oh, yeah? Oxi. Meu Deus. É pai do show isso aí? Deu merda, né? Ixi, deu bosta.
Is this part of... Mr. Linney?
É, deu merda.
You're going to...
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still at...
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed in or out at this time.
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But if this was all part of some scheme, then...
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough. Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused... As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest. And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl... It appears that this incident was not merely some... And there are many indications that it is...
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linney, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Ei, vai ser preso, filho.
Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared after being... Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a...
That can't be right. He was in the box on the stage the entire time. Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances.
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Furina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr.
I just think that he... Well, I think it might be a little early.
But what Lady Furina said just now makes perfect sense.
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the...
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even more than the obvious, that's right. I mean you, traveler. You'll support Linny, won't you? Then there's no problem at all. You know, but with Linny's help, our little duel ended in a draw. But draws, so no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And what better place?
It wasn't a draw.
I understand. Charges... Well, traveler, seems Lady Furina has set you in her sights. But are you willing to act as Mr. Linny's attorney and defend him in this case? Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Linny and his troupe are all potential. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once...
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big-shot outlander can build in such a short amount of time.
Linny!
Sorry about everything that happened.
Of course! Who would have...
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, good to hear. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But if you ask me, the whole thing... I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not. And I don't know why poor Cal was in the box. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull off...
Which is precisely why we need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible. Paimon bought them when we were... Don't worry, Paimon used her own...
I think they look cute on you.
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. But with the guards watching, good thing you agreed to be our...
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, just... Oh, since we're going to start in...
Oh, well... I'm afraid that would involve some of our essential trade secrets as magicians.
The secrets behind our magic are past saving, Linny.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our but if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, then it will be well worth it. We should go somewhere else if we're going to...
All right, let's go have a look while the investigation... Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Furina mentioned. Listen, Huh? What? Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the... This is the real mystery. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see. If anything, the more...
But he doesn't have a motive!
Are you both good friends of...
Well, you can't say we're good friends, but...
So in just a short time, I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician is holding the... I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows?
Isso aqui é outra coisa. E aí, Anders, beleza? Como é que tá a jogatina aí? Tá jogando o quê? Eu tô em busca da platina aqui, falta pouco agora pra platina do Genshin. Acho que eu vou pra usar o item aqui, pera aí. Não. Aqui. Aqui. Aqui.
Whoever the murderer, why would it be?
Valeu por aparecer aí, mano. Só marcar umas jogatinas aí depois, hein? Nem que seja na zoeira lá. Ah, o Genshin demora mesmo, não tem como rushar não. Nem que seja o Battlefield ali, eu jogo na minha ideia antiga ali só pra zoar. Vamos marcar aí, mano. Aqui. Pô, vou ter que achar a pista do caso agora. Ferrou, hein? Eu tenho que usar um negócio ali, não tem? Deixa eu ver.
Whoever the murderer was, they must have made preparations.
Battlefield, qualquer coisa que vocês quiserem jogar aí, pode chamar, mano. Vou estar de boas aí por um bom tempo aí. Por causa do pé quebrado, então. Só chamar que nós joga aí. Pode mandar no PB lá. Combinar aí. O que eu tenho que fazer aqui?
Go ahead, have a look around.
Quebrei o pé. Descendo a lotação, você acredita? Meio zoado, né? Desci da lotação, pisei no buraco e torci. Mas meu pé tá bom, já tirei a tala. Tá em recuperação, tá em fisioterapia já.
Whoever the murderer was.
Tinha coisa que pegar, eu nem vi. O que falta aqui? Tem que derrotar os hipostase e a arma, tá. Vamos ver se eu tenho sorte aqui. Ai, brilha dourado, pelo amor de Deus. Mais um tiro, bora. Brilha dourado, brilha dourado. Tô com sorte ainda. Vamos continuar aqui.
The seats were all booked in advance. Sure. It's not. Her name is Halsey. Apparently, she's the Magic Troop member. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all. That's how it seems to.
Okay then.
Todo Genshin eu vou pro Honkai ali, hein. Pintura famosa. Cadê a explicação do negócio? É aqui, não é? Não. Pô, por que eu fui pular o negócio? Não é aqui. Aqui, achei. Cadê a explicação do... Não. Pô, merda, por que eu não fui ver a explicação do negócio direito? Saco. Pô, o que eu faço aqui, hein? Aqui. Ah, achei.
So this is the rope. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly?
Alguém sabotou os fogos de artifício, óbvio, né?
Why are you suddenly so serious, traveler?
De onde vem os fogos de artifício? Ou não foi dos fogos de artifício, né?
There's still a little bit of it left. Huh. So if a rope meant to hold... Wait, Paimon...
Tá, agora eu entendi. Não tem nada aqui? Aqui. Tem um ponto aqui. Ah, tem a casa inteira da orbe pra andar.
Yes, both of you. Over here. I've been...
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also...
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you from mediating disputes, and I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call...
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Mil...
Huh? Boss.
My apologies, demoiselle.
No need.
Okay. Yep.
All merely That's right. Judging from the look...
Really? But...
Intuition. Naturally. Furina sure was quick to point the finger at Lenny. But that's not uncommon for her. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was...
Sounds more like you.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times. But, all right, I've answered your question.
Wait a minute.
Well, I say it does. But don't worry. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Não, né? Eu acho.
And why would that be?
See, Silver and...
Most astute of you, demoiselle. I too think that the travelers, no matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectation, that if that can be done, Bob.
All right, that's quite enough, Maloose. Now, I need to make some prep...
Wait! Since when...
Oh,
That's more like it.
Far be it from me. You wish to say...
You have a point. And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got some...
I have nothing to add.
Oh.
we'll be making some preparations first.
Nossa, é grande aqui, hein? Voltei pro palco? Voltei, né? Tem um negócio aqui, né? Deve ser lá em cima. Mas o que eu faço aqui? Oh, me perdi aqui agora, hein? Saco. Poxa, o que eu tenho que fazer aqui?
Go ahead, have a look around.
Já onde?
I see that you're investigating the air. If you find any new and...
We don't have too many... The FUD?
Yes, exactly. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Lenny's trick with... I'm of the opinion when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope.
Wait, wasn't the...
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading... Oh, that's true.
That does...
Tá. Ah, tem que enfim a pista, hein? Investiguei, né?
No one.
No! Were you always guarding the...
Yes, after the Chief Justice, so the missing girl couldn't have left. I doubt there.
How can you be...
Well, I couldn't see Linny's but still.
Põe, velho, que viagem.
So, it's safe to say that... Alright, thank you for your help. This...
Porra. Tá. Terceira pista. Lá na frente. Ah, deve ser com esse cara aqui que tá olhando o buraco aqui. Não?
The investigation team has some new...
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guys?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation.
You're trying to help them?
Lenny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? Well, we thought there might be a serious
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine... I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the
That much check...
Let you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for...
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh?
Understood. Then I will be...
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable.
You may spare the pleasantries.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem,
Sou Salvador, eu sou
and
advogado
these
aí,
are
ó.
my companions. Would you mind if...
Find my...
Oh, new helpers? I would...
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will...
Weren't there...
Ah, good eye.
The back?
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be... The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together...
Oh, so there was a passage...
I knew you'd figure out most of it. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the... See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right...
I see. So that's the purpose.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be... Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would... The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark.
Right! You were talking about...
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve... My assistant and I had already...
And what about Lynette?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. But
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one... And that's my favorite part of this trick.
So that's how it all worked!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escape, and then I walk out of the other box in the audience area. And the trick, but as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing. And yet, to think that someone was... Could we have a look around?
I think we can. This is the scene of the crime. So Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now.
Thanks, everyone.
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different...
Whatever it is.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady... Her clothes are here. But she...
Right. And do you really... Ugh. This is so What is this place?
It seems someone could fit through here.
Alone, perhaps.
But there are no other ways in or out of... Oh, you're right! Let Paimon...
Como não? Lógico que é enorme isso aí. Acho que dá pra pessoa entrar aí.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why?
Oh! Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you... And here's a broken vase!
That can't be. The trolley moves a...
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Well, we've ascertained. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus...
Apologies for the wait.
So, what did the guards say? Did the
They believe the odds of that are very low. The guards have checked the area carefully.
So the tunnels become like a secret
No wonder for...
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld and...
Charges and then trial.
That's right. This is how a trial goes. That's right. This is how indemnity... The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorney. To put it simply, it's as if the oratories...
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. Then, finally, the oratrice will be consulted by officials.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides?
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Ah, yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us...
Huh?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties. And even if that were not so...
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point. That's...
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of option.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I mean, what better way to
Huh. Breaking out. Just kidding! Just kidding! Paimon will still do her best, even if...
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks.
Huh?
Understood, Demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying a portable...
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the Demoiselle.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Anda com fogão, velho. Tá
Work, you
doido?
two. Then I'll get to it.
These three are quite the interesting group. And Paimon thought it smelled good from the way you had these two guys carrying all that... But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
Paimon was just...
Well, I don't think it's... Don't underestimate beating egg weights, by the way. Anyway.
Get only three...
Well...
Tea is ready to be served. As no need for concern. I'm...
All right, then. However, the magician twin...
Exactly! Why would
the flower vase and the resulting in the shadow... Perhaps the criminal...
Paimon thinks that makes...
True, but...
Huh. Could Halsey...
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the... Or does she have...
From the sound of things, your macarons...
They are my specialty, after all. And I...
What? 5?
Please don't worry about it. At my...
Besides, Paimon knows that if she... Wait. Even you don't believe if Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons?
All right, we get... Malus, set up the stove again, if you would.
Huh?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly. We don't...
As you wish, Demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and all.
Fazendo comida em vez de resolver o caso?
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have enough... I don't know what we're looking for yet. But we've still got some time. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
All right, thanks for your help.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find...
Alright, it's time to put our heads together. We've
Já vai ter julgamento, nem tem prova suficiente. É até às 8 horas? Tá.
Just relax. Even if everyone else is... Besides, I doubt Furina understands anymore.
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck to you.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No.
Well, now, don't you all look That was to be expected, of course. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly...
Since both parties are present, I declare that the... Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr...
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began.
Yes, that's correct.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Furina.
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying.
Cara, já chega assim, é?
There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly...
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for...
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that...
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe...
Huh?
Hey, hang on.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
Esse Naruto é mais fácil que o Naruto 4, né? Os connections aí.
I was right by the box and I...
Tá gostando do jogo? E bem dublado, se não me engano, né? Deixa eu falar, Naruto é legal de jogar, mano.
Of course, I have armed myself to do far
O
more
rank
than
S tá
smash
platinado
your
já.
alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the
House of the Hearth?
Casa da Lareira. Ixi.
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatsui's doing.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably...
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that one. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already...
Caramba. É braba, velho, na acusação, hein?
The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infight.
Que da hora.
Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Olha, que pilantra.
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, are these claims true? Please answer my
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it.
Ah, que pena, né? O Storm 4 é o melhor Naruto ainda. Mas eu vou jogar esses connections aí. Alugar na Leo XP, né? Eu não vou comprar esse jogo, não.
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary? They're all...
The defendant deceived their own attorney.
Order! Order! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This...
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Ah, meu PS5 é digital, né? Infelizmente. Dá uma dó não comprar jogo.
Well,
principalmente Final
this
Fantasy.
is awkward. I didn't
Mas
think
talvez
the
eu troque pelo
Hydro Archon
Slim
would
ou
take
pelo
all that
Pro.
up.
Tô esperando aí.
I'm sorry, Traveler.
Yeah.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys.
Pelo menos os Final Fantasy, os que eu mais gosto, queria ter a mídia física.
Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm very sorry. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just here, but our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different...
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point.
As mídias físicas dá pra trocar depois. Fiz isso com PS3, algumas eu me arrependo, mas algumas eu vou deixar pra coleção.
You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. But still, I'm asking you to trust me.
Sorry. Please.
Well, you both say that, but... Right. Let's hear you.
Of course. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole...
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute...
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached which should have been impossible, of course, that voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground. But the countdown was almost finished, so after that, the homicide...
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets.
That's the only way we can save...
So, there you have it. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust. But, like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to...
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously... Huh?
Sim. O buraco é mais embaixo.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Furina as fact. Therefore, Lady Furina may continue stating her reconstruction of the event.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention, at this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
Isso é um minigame, é?
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. when the flatbed trolley passed, he did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out before making her change clothes. At this time, Cowell arrived in the... So Linny proceeded to knock him out afterward. Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice. And there you have it. That's the truth behind...
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady...
The key to refuting Lady Furina is the order of events. According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel.
Tá, pera aí, agora eu entendi.
Linny went to the room that contains the...
Que legal isso aqui.
Linny did not take part in the underground altercation.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say! When the countdown started, but he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had finally he reached the surface.
Refutada. Chupa essa, Furina.
Paimon did it! Paimon... In other words, you
Papa
believe
Diabo.
that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the...
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him!
Aê, pô.
Your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims? Of course I do. If he had... You're saying that he wasn't.
Oh!
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? That's right! Lenny, this means that when the crime happened, the same clue you used to disprove his alibi.
Well played.
Ih,
You'd use such logic.
muito bom,
Well
velho.
then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Ixi.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant.
That can't be right.
Oh, is that so?
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim. Linny was not in the tunnel at that... Linny was not in the tunnel at that... No one entered or left the... The deceased's name is Cowell. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. It would have been tough for both people to... The sound we heard may have come from a...
What?
The sound we heard may have come from a... The sound we heard may have come... The deceased's name is Cow... No one entered or... Halsey's clothing... The sound we heard may... Linny was not in the tunnel. It would have been tough for both people. No one entered or left... The sound we heard may... Linny was not in the tunnel. It would have been tough for both people. Lenny was not in the tunnel. No one entered or left. It would have been tough for both people to fit into.
Fuck.
It would have been tough for both people. The sound we heard may have come. No one entered or left.
Tá. Pô, como é que muda essa merda?
Halsey's clothing was.
Saco. Vou perder.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having
Merda.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why just like the trick is it?
If only we knew how.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel. It's not like this is a magic trick where you can just.
Excuse my interruption, dear opponent.
Ixi, me lasquei. Saco.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment,
Tá.
which gave our criminal ample time. The sound we
Cara,
heard
como
may
que eu
have
mudo
come
isso,
from a clash
velho?
between the missing Halsey and the deceased's name is Cowell. Lenny's is.
Tá.
The vase was not broken by.
Porra.
Paimon gets it! It all comes. Lynette escaped from from the water tank. If there's a...
Oh, just a moment. How could a person ever be transformed? Must we... Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But how...
Even so, I trust the truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a...
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their...
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, guards, please step into the lounge and examine...
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell. The notebook in his backpack claims that these... The primordials... The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs. The notebook has many entries concerning... One of these tubes was labeled Opera. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusive. As such, we believe that the...
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving...
It's something so ridiculous.
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy.
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real you... Just a minute. Could that mean... You...
Demoiselle, wait! What about your problem?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personally... Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, Mr. Linney.
Of course. If we uphold this hypothesis...
Right! Like the metal hook! Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that...
The deceased's name is Cowell.
É o cara.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
Item. Ué.
The water from the primordial sea should all... Lynette was in the magic box on...
Ué? Oxi.
I remember there was something else...
Tá.
It's it in the original plan. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually, and when the balloon attached to the box popped. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel but he encountered something.
Huh. That does make...
That actually links together.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent...
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining... His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new... I shall now invite him on stage to share...
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the... And we found an identical sample of the water...
What?
That can't be.
Ela colocou lá.
Does this not clear all my dear citizens, my loyal audience?
É que lixo.
Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all, having made modifications to the but upon his return. Ultimately,
Tá toda essa merda sua aí.
now, as much as I... Am I right? Mr. Linny.
We've used up all the evidence we could. Is this the end?
Oh no. Seems using the...
I believe this is indeed... Now then, my good. Excuse me,
Miss, I must ask you...
Oh, come on.
Oxe,
Don't
não
be
deu nem
hasty. I'll
pra
show you
interpretar
an
o
amazing
negócio.
trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back... What in...
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals, but once everyone believes the illusion. Can't magic reveal the truth to them? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous... Come on, Linny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show...
I understand.
And voila.
Ué? Que?
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then before I knew...
That'll teach you to underestimate...
Where should I begin? Firstly,
Okay.
my name isn't Halsey. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there, but I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago.
Hey,
Que loucura é essa?
no wonder you look familiar. Liddy even mentioned that you...
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. So I played along with the show while looking for an... I wasn't going to... There was nowhere to run from. I slipped out after the first guard arrived.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank... Had I known that...
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to tell...
Tá.
The strange...
Vaso.
The flower vase... Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left.
Sei.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian... Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured. Hearing the commotion, he did not know that... Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time, the two broke the flower with no way of escaping. She... She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
At this point, all the events that happened in the
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo!
Now then, Lady Furina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Furina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What are you... No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat.
If there are no objections, as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, the actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, with some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that to cover up any evidence while committing the deed. Cowell, he also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank. Using the fireworks at the end of the performance, he poured the water from the prime. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lily. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked on Lillian according to her own statements. As for Linny, from this reconstruction of events... While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that this case, at least, can be handled... As such, Linny and Lynette...
Great work. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation. How did you find the water from the primordial sea?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's note. I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself...
We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the fatuity.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have... Therefore, you would be wise to tell every...
Yes! Our boss discovered that the water, it can also be made into a potion, which when extremely We've been in this business for a while.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness.
An outrage. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
So, we're just going back now? That's...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Linny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now, but still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even I guess. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motive. As for why, that was how Father, who you might know as...
A knave?
That's right. Back when our parents to survive, I took my sister. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular. Before long, an aristocrat.
So you went from
That was how we thought. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to guard.
That doesn't seem too bad either.
It took a while. After one particular performance at a banquet, I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. The answer he gave me was...
Oh no.
As far as outsiders are concerned, I managed to fare. All I saw...
So...
That's right. Father, the House of the Hearth, I was hesitant, but she was also...
Oh, so that's...
She has gained permission.
So...
That's right. Today's case has everyone at to us orphans.
So... From...
It's alright. I just hope you can... If you should need anything at all...
Bye, Linny!
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navi?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving this... Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Ajuda ela, pô.
given that they're...
Ah, I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that. Sorry. I might...
Don't say that, Navi.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing in... Wait.
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take a...
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm if...
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the Court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer?
I believe... All right, then.
Let's...
Blade embraces its duty.
Tá, isso aqui dá pra fazer. 3 era qualquer até a fase 2. E aí, beleza? Aqui é o MacBellito, estamos jogando Genshin, platinando. E aí, de boas, cara? O que você tá jogando aí?
I came here several times with my father when I was little. But...
Oh, don't worry! We haven't eaten...
in that case, I'll go order for us.
Ooh, everything looks so good! People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good...
And if it...
Well, then...
You, sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal.
Oh, true. Very...
Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward.
If it hadn't happened...
Right? Yet it was... In such investigations, even the smallest step, to be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities... It's not that I don't have faith in their ability. It's just that a different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough. Which is exactly why the Spina those highfalutin. Let's talk about something else. Like, what are...
That's true. We didn't...
I've heard that there's a long line...
Yeah. Guess that's...
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe. I'm sure Lady for... All right, I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm...
That might work, but that's not really the problem. The problem is we don't want to get ourselves arrested.
Valid point. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of...
You mean that if we catch her up, why don't we give it a try after the...
Huh? No.
Alright.
Is that so? If we're all finished eating, then...
Yeah. Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore. Normal. You know, like you. Hey, Navia! What?
Oh, nothing. So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in in any case,
see ya!
Oh, shit.
Looks like we're back here at... Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again?